Welcome back. We are going to be building the Enzo Ferrari V12. As always, I'm starting with the bodywork first. Let's clean up the sprue nubs. I would usually use around a 450 grit sanding stick, but this can vary. If you are wondering why I am using this AI voiceover, then I am just trying something different to the captions. If you think it's shit and prefer the captions option that I usually use, then please let me know in the comments below. Next, I inspect the body panels for any imperfections such as seam lines, flash or sink holes. I then mark anything I want to rectify using a marker pen as a guide. Unfortunately, we do have some sink marks in the roof area. If I'm lucky, then a 600 grit can usually deal with sunken areas as well as the seam lines, but we will come back to the roof shortly. So let's see if I can sand out the sink lines, as they are very shallow. If this does not resolve it, then I will use CA glue or some kind of filler. So I am about where I want to be with this, just a little more sanding and it should totally disappear. Before the final preparation stages for primer, I like to add any addition body parts now. Personally, I like to undertake any scribing that may be required before I move on to the final sanding of the bodywork. Next up, I like to sand all the body panels with a 2000 grit sanding foam. This gives the primer just that little bit more adhesion to the plastic. It also helps against paint peeling if at some stage I need to mask up the bodywork. I always degrease the bodywork before adding the primer. I can fully recommend this version from Paul at Pro Scale Paints. Let's get some primer down. I will be adding 2 to 3 coats in total. I'm only using light coats and slowly building up the layers. I'm not too concerned about fully covering the red as I will be painting it red anyway. I have sped up the footage so I don't bore the shit out of you. I was contemplating painting this yellow, but in my opinion a Ferrari isn't a Ferrari unless it's red. The primer was left to dry for 24 hours. I am now sanding all the body parts with a 3000 grit sanding foam. This stage helps the paint adhere better but also gives a nice surface for the paint finish as dust or dirt may have settled in the primer. Before we head off to the paint booth, I am going to remove the seam lines from the exhausts and place them into bleach to remove the chrome so that I can paint them myself at a later stage. Removing the chrome can take anything from 1 hour to 24 hours, but on this occasion it only took 10 minutes. Wayne has now told me to shut up for the rest of the video just in case you don't like my voiceover. Please let Wayne know in the comments below if you prefer me talking to you or Wayne adding the captions on the videos. I will now hand you back to Wayne. Please enjoy the rest of the video.